everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about something that I get asked about quite a bit, and that is finding a sustainable work-life balance while at university. Now, for those of you that have never seen my face before and don't know what I do, I'm in my 4th year of studying primary education at the University of Aberdeen. And obviously the words 4th year strike a lot of fear into people's hearts. They just think that it means sitting at the library, drowning in assessments, but that isn't the case. And in September, when I started 4th year, I kind of had a realisation that 4th year is my last year of university. After I graduate in summer, this sort of lifestyle I've been used to living for the last 4 years is going to end. And so I've got to learn to make the most of it. And so all throughout this last year, I've been making a real effort to kind of find that work-life balance, because after you leave uni, things are going to change. There's no two ways about it. So you've got to learn to make the most of it while you can. I'm talking have fun, create memories, while also still getting good grades and showing up to uni. So that's what I'm going to talk a little bit about today, how to find that balance. And the first of my many tips is organisation is key. If you want to be able to be the type of person that can say yes to things at quite short notice, you actually need to be pretty organised to make that happen. I've always been quite a naturally organised person. I really feel it stresses me out and it makes me feel really anxious when I don't really know what's going on. So the most important thing is that you need to know what you're doing when. That way you know when you have to have your work head on and when you can actually have fun. The way that I find this easiest to manage is as soon as you get certain dates, get them in a diary. At the beginning of every term, our course gives out a kind of rough timetable, and then at the beginning of each week, we get the timetable for the following week in a lot more detail. So as soon as that timetable comes out, I go to my diary and I'm writing in whenever I have lectures, tutorials, anything that I need to do so that I know I need to be there. Uni dates are the most important dates. You need to get these added into your diary first, because that is the #1 reason that you're at university. After you've added your university dates, add any times that you need to be at work if you have a job on the side, and then add in any socials. I'm talking sports and society socials, if you have like a friend's birthday coming up. Get all of those little things added in, and then you can work with the rest of your time. I just want to add here that I do think it is extremely important that you add in these socials into your diary. A lot of people might think, oh no, just put in the work side of things and if I have time I'll go to the socials, but you need that balance, and one of the first steps to getting there is making time for it in your diary. And moving on from that, my next tip is set yourself a manageable schedule. Working all day is not good, and even though when you're at uni there's a certain amount of hours that the university expect of you to be working, that does not mean that you should be sat in the library from like 9 till 5. University is not a job, and I understand that treating it in that way when it comes to exam season can be really beneficial, but when you're just kind of warming up in a new semester, there is no reason for you to be in the library for that length of time. My course is pretty heavy on contact hours. We're pretty much Monday to Thursday 9 till 3-ish. If I have extra work to do, I might stay in the library for a little bit after that, but I'm by no means setting myself a specific time schedule to be at uni. Make the most of your times that you have in between lectures and tutorials. If you have a 2-hour break, that's the perfect time to get yourself to the library, do a little bit of reading, which means that when you finish your lecture at 3, you can go home. You're not going to be stuck. I also think it's extremely important that when you are creating yourself a little schedule, nothing is set in stone. Allow yourself to make changes, because that is the beauty of being at university. Things aren't black and white and things can be moved about a bit. So if you're planning that in this 2-hour break you're going to go to the library and you're going to read X, Y and Z chapter for an assessment coming up, but then you get a message from your friend asking to go for coffee, go and do that. The reading will always be there, and it's important that you kind of weigh up your priorities at the time. Obviously, I'm not saying like pap off all your work just so you can go for coffee with your friends all the time, but be aware that you're going to have another time to do that reading, and when you're at work you're not exactly going to be able to do that, so make the most of you being in control of your schedule. And this goes back to the first point. If you know what you need to do, when you need to do it for, you'll be able to play with your timings a little bit more. My third tip is perhaps one of my most important in maintaining a sustainable lifestyle, and that is look after your health. I'm talking things like going to the gym, eating good food and making time for relaxation. It can be really hard at uni to get caught up in all of the buzz of like the hustle mentality and also the out every night thing, but you need to find that middle ground and make time for these things. I found that going to the gym actually really helps in managing a sustainable schedule. I try to go to the gym every second day, and I feel like that works well for me and what I like to do. Like, I'm not out here trying to become the next like bikini model or something, but I find that going to the gym really helps to clear my mind, and it makes me feel just a lot better within myself. And if you treat going to the gym like you would treat a hair appointment or something like that, then it's going to be a lot easier to get into that rhythm of things. Like, you wouldn't book a hair appointment and not show up to it. So if you say to yourself, okay, every Tuesday after I finish uni I'm going to go to the gym, every Thursday after I finish uni I'm going to go to the gym, then it creates that habit a lot quicker. Similarly with relaxation, have a scheduled time. It doesn't need to be every night. It can just be a few nights a week that you do something that you really enjoy, whether that is going for a walk by yourself, whether that is reading a book, whether that is just watching a TV show with your friends. That sort of stuff is really important. And as for food, have a few really good, simple, easy, healthy recipes that you're going to be able to fall back on if you're uninspired, busy or hungover. Because if you're able to keep eating well, that's really going to have a big effect on how you feel about yourself. When I've been at uni over the last few semesters, I've made a big deal about going out midweek, because I know that when I'm on placement and when I start my probation year, midweek nights out will be over. And with that also means waking up for my 9 AM lecture the next day. And I feel like that's a lot easier to do if I have good food in me, I'm feeling energised. And I feel like making time for eating well, going to the gym and having some relaxation when I need it really helps with that. My fourth point here is make time for friends. I feel like this is an absolute biggie, and especially when you get into third and fourth year, things are getting a little bit busier, your grades actually start to matter. A lot of people fall into the trap of just focusing on that rather than what's going on around them. And particularly over the last semester, something that's really stuck in the back of my head is people always say that university is the best years of your life, and the only way that that's going to be the case is if you make it great. I know that I've met some amazing people while at university, and while I'm here, we're all living in the same city, we're all kind of on the same wavelength. I want to make as many great memories with those people as I can, and that's not going to happen if I am sat stressing about a deadline that's tomorrow that I've not done yet. I feel like there's this big misconception that if you're organised, you're not fun, and the only way that you can have like crazy stories is if you're a little bit spontaneous. But I honestly feel like in order to be spontaneous, you need to have everything together in the first place. Like, having everything written down, being aware of your deadlines and when they're due means that you can do them before like the night it's due, and in doing that you then free yourself up to be able to say yes to a random night out. Literally last Wednesday I went to uni, went to the gym, went for lunch, and then I got a call from my friend asking if I wanted to go to Glasgow with her for a few days. And the only way that I was able to say yes to that is because I was aware of what was going on. Although it was midweek, I knew that I'd done everything that I had to do for that week, and I was able to say yes. Whereas if I'd left everything to the last minute, I wouldn't have been able to go on that trip. So make time for your friends, make your friends a priority. Go for catch-ups, go for lunch, go for coffee, go on nights out. Just make time for the people that have made your university experience what it is so far, because it's pretty much guaranteed that as soon as you graduate, you're all going to go off into different places, do different things, and you're not going to get to see each other as often. You're not going to be able just to like run around the corner and annoy them in your pyjamas after a night out. And my final tip, something that I think is extremely important in finding that sustainable lifestyle, is go outdoors. It can be extremely hard when you get caught up in university life and you're constantly going from sleep, uni, nights out, sleep, uni, nights out. But you need to remember to get outdoors because it is incredibly good for your health, both physical and mental. Chances are that when you've moved to uni, you might have moved to a new city and you need to be able to explore that city while you're there. Me personally, I think that Aberdeen is great. I'd never been here until I came for uni, and there has been so much to explore. Aberdeen has a beach literally a 10-minute walk that way, and as soon as you drive 10 minutes out of the city, there's lots of these tiny little towns that are great. There are mountains, you can go hill walking, skiing in the winter. There is so much to do on your doorstep that I think kind of gets missed out in the uni lifestyle quite a bit. Not only will getting outdoors help you make the most of living in that new place, but if you have been on a night out the night before, it definitely blows off the cobwebs and it makes you feel a lot more alive. There is so much to do and see while you're at university, and I feel as though what I want to get across most in this video is there is definitely a way to make the most of all those situations. You can live a healthy lifestyle, get good grades and achieve while also going out and having fun with your friends, and that's something that I feel like a lot of people really doubt or kind of look down on a bit. It's all about balance, and you need to find what works for you. I feel as though moving into 4th year, I've definitely found what works for me. I've found that balance. I know when I need to get my head down and concentrate, and I'm keen to make the most of the situations where that isn't the case. So if you're watching this wanting to do the same, I highly recommend that you have a little look into your lifestyle, make a few changes, and hopefully that will help you make the most of your time at university. But for now, I'm going to disappear off. Thank you guys very much for watching. This video is going to be posted both onto my own YouTube channel and onto the Unite Students YouTube channel. So whether you're watching from one or the other, definitely have a little switch over, because if you like videos like these, you're going to find a lot more on both channels. If you guys did enjoy this video, however, please do give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you are not already, and I will see you very soon with another video. Goodbye!